To get to Chinatown, we hopped onto the train at Granville and headed south. During the 19th century, the Sino-U.S. maritime trade started the immigration for Chinese Americans. The first wave of immigrants started in 1815 with mostly men leaving China. Chinatown is mostly a tourist attraction for those interested in Chinese culture. The first Chinese arrived in Chicago after 1869 due to the anti-Chinese violence that had broken out on the West Coast after the Transcontinental Railroad was built. In the 1890s, there were around 560 Chinese in Chicago, owning laundry areas, restaurants, and small shops. Even though Chinese immigrants had an established community to integrate into upon arrival, they experienced cultural shock. Many came from rural China, and when placed into a city, and the added racism from the Europeans made it hard for Chinese to adapt. Like many other Chicago neighborhoods, Chinatown has problems with unemployment, crime, housing shortages, and health care issues. The Chinese American Social Services League was established in 1978 to help with social services. In 1933, the World Fair took place in Chicago and Cermak Road, and it needed to be extended. In doing so, the Chinese housing was cut in half. Expressway construction during the 1950s cut the immigrant population, and again in 1969, the housing was halved. Because of the lack of housing, the Chinatown Redevelopment Association purchased new land for houses in Chinatown. Stores today are small, cramped, and overstacked. The Chinese were so hated that Congress passed the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1882, which banned Chinese immigration. This was the only U.S. law made to prevent immigration based on race. Although there are a number of banks, restaurants, and small businesses, due to the overcrowding from the influx of Chinese Americans over the years, jobs are not readily available, causing big families to live together in small apartments surrounding the area. The three most recognized religions in China are Buddhism, Taoism, and Catholicism. Upon arrival in the U.S., Chinese immigrants were able to practice Catholicism freely. From 1950 to 1960, Chicago was the fourth most popular area with between 7,000 to 14,000 Chinese immigrants.